In this tutorial, we will show you how you can efficiently and consistently work with the customizing tool in Empower Docs. We use the Empower Docs version 9.2. The customizing tool enables you to adapt the Empower ribbon to your corporate identity. This includes all icons and dialogues from the color perspective, but also the options that are available for font sizes, and the different color pickers. To open up the customizing tool, please double-click on the corresponding application. For more information on our customizing tool and how to install it, please check out the link in the upper right corner. A new window will open, and the first option provides the opportunity to add so-called CD admins. In order to start this application, you must have been added as a CD admin. To add a possible colleague afterwards, simply search for their first or last name or for a corresponding Active Directory group that might be defined for this particular user group in the CD admin section of the customizing tool. Then select the corresponding target user and add them as a CD admin. After a synchronization process at the next start of Empower, he will also be able to access this dialog. Branding color. The branding color sets the general color of the dialog, the sidebar colors, but also these little icon colors. You can insert the branding color directly by setting the toggle button to on and setting the corresponding RGB values, either by using the slider or clicking into the field and setting up the RGB values directly. The color values are then applied after a synchronization process within a restart of Word. We select Apply to save the settings. If you want to apply the font, fill, and line colors, you can choose the next option here, Colors. In the standard Word environment, you have the full primary color scheme as well as all preset colors. With Empower support, we want to limit these options for the users. So we can only choose what is available, what saves time, and what is just right. You can add specific colors by clicking on the plus sign and entering a name. Then select the RGB values you want. As you can see, in all these three dialogues for fill colors, font colors, and line colors, a new color appears, and is this one that you selected earlier. For example, you can then decide that this color is only a valid fill color, and maybe a valid line color too. To do this, select or deselect the corresponding icons on the right-hand side. You will notice that the color is no longer listed in the corresponding list for fill, line, or font colors if it has been deselected. If you want to hide this color because it might be part of a general design and allowed within the document check, but not to be used as an option for the users, then you can easily do this by clicking on the eye and it will be hidden and disappear. That way, no one can see it, but it would be still valid for additional use. Please also note that if you want to allow transparencies, you must activate the Allow Transparencies function. So if you use a transparency within one of these basic colors and run the document check, it will be considered valid. If, on the other hand, this function is deactivated, Empower would recognize the problem and therefore give you a hint during the general document check. Last but not least, of course, you can change the position of elements. And that's extremely useful, for example, if you would like to work with certain headings for certain colors. To add a heading, click on the corresponding button. After that, click in the field that appeared and give it a name that fits for you. Let's say primary, for example. And let's say something else here, secondary, or whatever is feasible for you. In addition, whenever you move a color to the right, it will jump into the next section. You see in the dialog itself that there will be now certain sections. If you would like to disable sections in one specific option, for example, in the option for the font color, you can do this as described by clicking on the corresponding name, and as you see here, the headline disappears. Let's click Apply here and have a look on the font options. With Empower, you have the possibility to decide whether a user has access to all fonts and font sizes integrated in Microsoft Word, or just to allow only chosen font and font sizes while using Empower. If users should only use predefined fonts and font sizes, you can simply turn the corresponding toggle button into Yes. As you see, within the font picker up here, there's just the option See Go Light. If you want to add another font, e.g. Arial, simply choose it on the left side and click on Add. If you want to remove a certain font, you can also use that option as well. When it comes to font sizes, this option is available on the right side. Simply type in the font size you need and click the plus button to add it easily. To remove it, click the minus button. Again, click on Apply to save all changes made. Now let's have a look at the link button options. A link button is an additional button, as you see here, which can be added within the Empower ribbon. So let's assume we would like to do that. In this case, you can either copy and paste your target link here or select an application to start right away. You can also add a target address if you like to do that, and add a caption if needed. Of course, you can adapt the icon to a certain predefined selection you might have. In the bottom right corner, you find a preview how this is going to look. Last but not least, the document check. The document check enables you to define the rules which are used within the finalization of the document with our finalization tools. This so-called configuration file can be either edited, deleted, or uploaded if there's any certain change to it. So what you could do, you could open the XML file and define the rules for the finalization tools, and then save the file afterwards. Of course, Empower will support in adapting the config file for the document check. We save it on the desktop here once and assume we've made some minor changes. We can then re-upload it easily, and whenever you upload files, you get information from the Empower Sync, which gives you a note on the upload status. If all your changes are done, you can close the dialog via OK and restart Word once. In addition, the Empower Sync needs to run for the change to be available throughout the whole company. So let's restart Word here once and see all the changes we've made. And you can see that the icons have changed. Also, if we look at the dialogues, we see we have a new color here too, which we have predefined earlier. And also, if we look at the font pickers, we do have the certain sizes and Arial as an additional font now available. Now it's your turn. Get started and try out these features of Empower Docs yourself. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us.